Hello, you're watching Shalom World News. I'm Donna Villa coming to you from Chicago, USA. Here are the latest headlines from around the world. Pope Francis exhorted believers to follow the trusting, faithful, and radical example of the Blessed Mother during the Angelus address on August 15, the Solemnity of the Assumption. He asked them if they are able to discern the work of God, who through gentleness and smallness achieves great things.
Quando Maria entra in casa e saluta Elisabetta, questa gli dice: benedetta tu tra le donne e benedetto il frutto del tuo grembo. Queste parole piene di fede e di gioia e di stupore sono entrate a far parte dell'Ave Maria.
The pontiff also reflected on the Virgin and reminded the faithful that she was the first creature who, with her whole self, body and soul, victoriously crossed the finish line of heaven. Pope Francis said that Mary shows us that heaven is within reach if we do not give in to sin. She takes us by the hand, accompanies us to glory, and invites us to rejoice as we think of heaven. Ecuador's government has declared a state of emergency in the port city of Guayaquil after a blast rocked the city, killing 5 people and injuring 17 others on Sunday, August 14. The authorities blamed organized crime mercenaries for the explosion that caused massive damage to buildings and vehicles. President Guillermo Lasso expressed his condolences to the families of the victims and stated that the Security Cabinet has been ordered to take all necessary measures to protect the city. President Lasso also flagged criminal acts that endanger the lives of people. Minister of Interior Patricio Carrillo said that the 5 victims have been identified and none of them had any criminal records. The minister blamed those involved in drug trafficking for the incident and said it was a declaration of war against the state. In the U.S. state of Georgia, a Superior Court judge has refused to immediately block the anti-abortion law from taking effect. Fulton County Judge Robert McBurney on Monday, August 15, refused to prohibit the law from going into effect, even as the lawsuit filed by abortion advocates is still ongoing. Abortion is illegal in Georgia after fetal cardiac activity is detected, generally in the 6th week of pregnancy. State lawmakers passed the law in 2019, and it was signed by Republican Governor Brian Kemp. However, it was blocked from taking effect. The 11th Circuit Court of Appeals approved the law last month, and it was supposed to come into effect on July 20. Stating the constitutional right to privacy, abortion advocates had urged Judge McBurney to suspend the law until their legal challenge was resolved. This attempt proved futile. Under the law, abortions can only be performed in cases of rape, incest, if the mother's health is in peril, or if there is fetal deformity. On the Solemnity of the Assumption of the Blessed Virgin Mary, the icon of the Mother of God at the Cathedral of the Assumption in the Ukrainian city of Odessa received a papal crown. The ceremony was led by Apostolic Nuncio Archbishop Visvaldes Kulbokas. The special crown was blessed by Pope Francis himself at the Vatican. Archbishop Kulbokas said that this ceremony is an act of entrusting the war-torn nation to the Blessed Mother. The Vatican envoy said that in such a tragic situation, there is no choice but to seek the protection of the Mother of God. It was a moment of unity with the Mother of God and with heaven. The envoy reiterated that the Holy Father is repeating his prayers and appealed to all Christians to pray for Ukraine. Archbishop Vivaldes also said that the crown, which came from Rome, is a specific sign of the Pope's prayer. In the East African nation of Kenya, the elections chief has declared Deputy President William Ruto the winner of the hotly contested presidential race on Monday. However, there are fears of rampant violence like in previous elections, as some officials have disowned the results. Meanwhile, Ruto has said that there is no looking back, adding that he needs all hands on deck to move forward. In his campaign, class divisions in Kenya was the main agenda. He mainly targeted the political dynasties such as opponent Raila Odinga and President Uhuru Kenyatta, the son of the nation's first vice president. After serving as president twice, Kenyatta fell out with Ruto after the last poll and supported Odinga this time. Once in power, Ruto will have to deal with economic and social upheaval in the nation. East Africa's most advanced economy is facing the worst drought in 40 years, and 4.1 million people are dependent on food aid from the north. In Washington, D.C., a century-old Catholic school was vandalized a second time on Sunday, just a few days after the first incident. In the latest incident, someone ransacked the office of the principal and broke sacred statues. The burglars also stole articles from a desk as well as $1,400. According to the Metropolitan Police Department, burglars entered the school building through an unlocked side window late on Sunday or early Monday. On Sunday, there were reports that vandals had torn away benches and beheaded the statue of Saint Anthony of Padua near the front door. School authorities believe that it is not just a random act of vandalism, but a hate crime. One of the teachers created a GoFundMe page to raise $25,000 for damages. As of Monday, donations have exceeded $17,000. In what is seen as yet another incident of Catholic persecution by Nicaragua's Daniel Ortega regime, a Catholic priest was detained on Sunday, August 14. Father Oscar Benavides was detained after celebrating Holy Mass at the Archdiocese of Sinua, which is 185 miles northeast of the capital, Managua. This was confirmed by the diocese in a statement that the cause or motive for his detention is not disclosed. According to the Nicaraguan Center for Human Rights, the priest was pulled out of his vehicle, forced into a patrol car, and taken to an unknown destination. Meanwhile, noted Nicaraguan human rights activist Bianca Yager said that she is also joining in prayers for the release of Bishop Rolando Alvarez of Matagalpa Diocese, who has been under house arrest for over 2 weeks. Yager said that the prelate is a hostage of a government that has committed crimes against humanity. The Supreme Court of the U.S. state of Idaho allowed the state to go ahead with a near-total abortion ban on Friday, August 12. However, the court did not determine if the laws go against the Constitution, although its implementation has been allowed despite the ongoing lawsuit. The verdict of the judges came 1 week after a hearing addressed 2 lawsuits that were filed by the plaintiff, Planned Parenthood. The first lawsuit challenges Idaho's law that allows certain family members of an unborn baby to sue health professionals who perform abortions. The second lawsuit challenged the law banning almost all abortions. The anti-abortion ban was triggered in June when the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. The near-total ban on abortion is slated to come into effect on August 25th. The Catholic Bishops' Conference of Cameroon has denounced the new legislation that allows medically assisted pregnancy. The June 29 medically assisted reproduction, or MAR, includes artificial insemination, in vitro fertilization, and gamete and embryo transfer for both married and unmarried women. To promote human value with respect to God's will, the Episcopal Conference has urged the formation of ethics committees in hospitals to protect and promote life. Expressing their concerns over the abuse of reproductive health and fertility techniques, the prelate said that although the desire to procreate is biblically justified, it doesn't legitimize all means to beget a child. They also indicated their apprehension about the issues that medically assisted reproduction raises in the consciences of God's people. Various pro-life advocates have also decried the legislation. And those are your latest headlines. Do join us tomorrow. In the meantime, you can visit swnews.org for more updates. Shalom.